Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Leach, back here with another video. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, turn them noties on, and make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen to be much appreciated. I give thanks to the man above for another day. God bless. I love y'all, man. And yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to give you guys my 2026 NFL playoff predictions for every single matchup. Let's get right into it. So starting off in the wild card round, we got the Chargers, number 7 seed at the New England Patriots. I mean, Drake May versus Justin Herbert, two of the game's, best young quarterbacks going at it in the first round. Patriots defensive line, they're very disruptive. That defense in general is really tough to go against. And then on offense, you got Drake May. Don't really got to say much about that. I mean, he's an MVP candidate. Now we go to the Chargers. They got a pretty stout, defense. I don't know if I would use the word stout, but I would use the word, good, solid defense. I mean, their secondary is pretty stout, to be honest with you. And then the offense, we got Justin Herbert. I don't know if I trust that offensive line, though, against this Patriots defensive line. I'm going to roll with the Patriots getting the win 23-13 against the Los Angeles Chargers and moving on to the second round. To the divisional round, my bad. We got the Buffalo Bills, number 6 seed, at the number 3 seeded Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Bills gonna be on the road against the Jags. You got Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. And for the Bills to win this game, they're gonna need Josh Allen to be Josh Allen, bro. Like, it is what it is. And then, the Jags, they're good on both sides of the ball. They're really, really well coached. But I'm going to roll with the Bills to get the upset over the Jags. I don't know if it's an upset because I think the Bills might be favored. But, I mean, seed-wise, it would be an upset. But, yeah, I'm going to roll with the Bills to get the win. Josh Allen's going to have a big game. He's going to throw for probably about, I'm going to say he's going to throw for about 300 yards. And I got the Bills winning this 27-14 against the Jags. I just don't trust Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs. I know they've been really good this season, but I just don't trust them. Now we got the number 5 seeded Houston Texans at the number 4 seeded Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, the Steelers got A-Rod. They're getting DK back. Big part of getting their offense back, which is DK. So that's going to help them out a lot. We got the two-headed monster with Warren and Gainwell. Obviously, the defense. They got Texans, one of the best defenses in the league. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, very disruptive. And then you got C.J. Stroud, who can, just throw dots all over the field, man. I have the Texans getting the win against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. It's not going to be easy. It's Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh. But I trust C.J. Stroud, and I trust the Houston Texans defense. I have the Texans winning this one 20-10 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I have them moving on to play the New England Patriots, and the Bills will play the Broncos. Now on to the NFC side. We got the number 7 seeded Green Bay Packers at the number 2 seeded Chicago Bears. Divisional matchup, wild card weekend. It don't get better than this. Jordan Love versus Caleb Williams. I love the Bears offense. I love what Ben Johnson has done with them. But that Bears defense scares me. It does. And I think if the Packers can keep Jordan Love upright, which I think they will do, I have the Packers beating the Bears in Chicago. I have the Packers getting the win 21-17 against the Bears. It's going to be a very close game, very competitive game. And I trust the Green Bay Packers more than I trust the Chicago Bears, who haven't been in the playoffs in a minute. Now we got the number 6 seeded San Francisco 49ers at the number 3 seeded Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the 49ers, that boy, the white boy Brock Purdy be hitting the Dougie and shit. He be getting jiggy with it. They got some good weapons. But I don't trust the 49ers defense at all. I think the Eagles are going to run away with this. I got the Eagles winning 30-14 against the San Francisco 49ers. I just think that Eagles defense just makes it really hard for Brock Purdy. And I got the Eagles with a blowout win. Now we get the number 5 seed of Los Angeles Rams at the number 4 seeded Carolina Panthers. The Panthers made the playoffs with a not a winning record. The Rams, obviously, I can't even talk. Matthew Stafford is probably going to get the MVP, bro. Him and Puka and Devontae big cooking teams all year long, bro. And that's going to continue. I got the Rams winning 35-20 against the Panthers. I just don't think the Panthers, I know they beat them in the regular season, bro, but it's the playoffs. I think the Rams are ready for what's to come. Now we got the number 6 seeded Buffalo Bills at the number 1 seeded Denver Broncos. This game could really go either way, bro. But Josh Allen going into Mile High, bro. I just don't think he gets the jobs done. I think the Denver Broncos defense is too much, and I have the Broncos getting the win, 27-14. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. But I just think that defense makes it really hard for Josh Allen in the Bills. Because you see what the Eagles did to the Bills when they played them in the regular season. They really couldn't do shit against them. So, this is... The Broncos, I think, have had the best defense all year. I think they shut them down. Now we got the number 5 seeded Houston Texans at the number 2 seeded New England Patriots. This is going to be a hell of a game, bro. The Texans, with the defense they got, going against Drake May on that offense... And then you got the Patriots defense going against C.J. Stroud. This game, bro, it's a toss-up, bro. But I'm going to roll with the Texans to get the upset against the New England Patriots. Going into Gillette Stadium, bro. I have them coming out of there with a 28-21 win. I like the Texans a lot. Now we got the number 7 seeded Green Bay Packers at the number 1 seeded Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, this one right here, man, Packers, Seahawks, it's pretty easy for me to pick. I just don't think Jordan Love's going to do good against the Seahawks defense, bro. I just don't think so. Plus, they're at home, bro. You know how loud it gets up there in Seattle and shit. So, I'm going to roll with Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. I feel like that offense is going to be too much for that Packers defense. Going to wear them out, and then Jordan Love's just going to get behind, and it's just going to be too much to overcome. So I think the Seahawks will come out on top. I got the Seahawks winning 35-21. Now we got the number 5 seeded Los Angeles Rams at the number 3 seeded Philadelphia Eagles. This one is going to be a good game, bro. Matthew Stafford going against the Eagles. I like the Rams in this one, bro. I love their defense. I love what Matthew Stafford brings. I just think the Rams, man, I just think they're just too good, bro. I got the Rams beating the Eagles 24-10. I just think, that Eagles offense has just been mediocre all season long. Y'all know this. And I trust the Rams more than I trust the Eagles. Now we're on to the AFC Championship game. We got the number 5 seeded Houston Texans at the number 1 seeded Denver Broncos. I'm going to roll with the Broncos. It's not because of the number 1 seed, bro. I just think the Denver Broncos got what it takes to go all the way. C.J. Stroud going up against that Broncos defense, I just don't love it. And I don't love the weapons he has. And that run game, I just don't see them beating the Broncos. And Bo Nix, he's been clutch in clutch moments all year long for the Denver Broncos. And I feel like that's what's going to lead them to a Super Bowl appearance. Now we're on to the number 5 seeded. I don't think I gave my score. I got the Broncos beating the Texans 28-24. It's going to be a close one. We got the number 5 seeded Rams at the number 1 seeded Seattle Seahawks NFC Championship game. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. Trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Like I said, man, I love the Rams. Give me the Rams. I just love what their defensive line brings. Matthew Stafford gonna win MVP, and I have him taking them all the way to the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. Now for the Super Bowl, we got the number 1 seeded Denver Broncos out the AFC versus the number 5 seeded Los Angeles Rams out the NFC. For all the marbles, for the Lombardi, this one's it's going to come down probably to one of the last drives of the game. But I'm going to roll with the Denver Broncos winning the fucking Super Bowl, bro. Bo Nix and Sean Payton, I love them. I just think, they got what it takes. They got that defense. And that defense, it's just too much, I think, for any team they're going to play in the playoffs, bro. I just think the Broncos, any team they play, they're going to have outmatched. I like them on both sides of the ball. The Rams, I don't know. I don't think Matthew Stafford does get against pressure. And I think, the Broncos get after him. And they're going to make life really hard for Matthew Stafford and that Rams offense. And that Rams defense is going to get tired, of being on the field against the Broncos. That's why I have the Denver Broncos winning the Super Bowl. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do y'all think about my predictions? I would love to know. Let me know y'all's predictions for the playoffs. I would love to know too. But that is my pick to win the Super Bowl. It is the Denver Broncos. I got them beating the Los Angeles Rams 27-20 in the Super Bowl. But yeah, make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen. It'd be much appreciated. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.